Dear fellow Zimbabweans and our friends in the international community, for the last 30 years, Zimbabwe has experienced serious retrogression. We have lost our local currency alongside the near total collapse of our economy and industry. Service delivery is now very poor. Elections are dutifully conducted every 5 years. Sadly, each electoral cycle brings with it more injustice, more poverty, and even more retrogression. Political violence, deception, poor governance, endemic corruption, individualism, and lack of a shared vision have been at the center of our retrogression. Unless and until we map out and agree a shared vision and shared values, the ship of state will continue on this retrogressive path to oblivion. The elections of 1980 and the subsequent independence thereafter did not make Zimbabwe or Zimbabweans democratic. The first post-independence administration did not believe in democratic development. On the contrary, they believed in a one-party state and a centralized system of power. 38 years after independence, Zimbabwe still has elections without democracy. To talk of free, fair, and credible elections in this current militarized and politicized environment is not only reckless, but a travesty of justice. With the benefit of hindsight, it is obviously clear that we got our priorities wrong towards the end of the armed struggle. Our top priority was total transfer of power. We wanted total power to preside over the creation of white people. To obtain this power, Kwame Nkrumah taught us to use universal suffrage, which in this case is loosely defined as one adult, one vote, despite the fact that the electorate did not know anything about democracy. The result is today's dysfunctional social order, where voting is conducted in an already centralized system of governance. For us to really unlock the puzzle of Zimbabwe's retrogression, we need to understand the nature of post-independence electorate and what shared vision can be mapped for Zimbabwe and Zimbabweans, so that the candidates standing for electoral office meet the standards of democracy. We need to ask what constitutes being Zimbabwean and figure out what happened to the concept that cuts across every Zimbabwean tribe, the philosophy of Ubuntu. Oh no. Was Ubuntu completely destroyed by colonialism? What did we keep and what can be revived? When did we get possessed by the demon of individualism? As a predominantly Christian nation, what kind of Christian practices exist in Zimbabwe? And how does worship style influence the electorate? What structural and administrative challenges need to be addressed for the electorate to understand the governance they need? Overall, we need to create a new social order for democracy, justice, and good governance to prevail. Before we talk of democracy, it must be said that generally most Africans do not understand the concept of a nation and nation building. Neither do we understand the principles of public service, servant leadership, and the love of neighbor, or if you like, patriotism. We have neither been taught nor groomed to practice these fundamental concepts and principles. The mindsets of most people are at individual, family, clan, tribal, or even religious level. We need a paradigm shift in our mindsets that adapts these new concepts and values, coupled with systematic training on the ethics of democracy, public service, and stewardship. Foreign direct investment, FDI, is good. However, let us be very clear. FDI does not solve the problems of Africa's identity crisis, poor governance, endemic corruption, and injustice. Charity begins at home. Thus, let us begin the new era by building a firm foundation of truth, justice, and constitutionalism. Guided by the principles of restorative reconciliation, repentance, and forgiveness, we in ZiNRA are facilitating, through this campaign, national reconciliation, renewal, the development of a shared vision, and a negotiated amicable way forward towards a new progressive Zimbabwe. May we therefore kindly take this opportunity to invite all leaders from all sectors of society, all Zimbabweans, and the international community to converge and join us on this campaign for national reconciliation and the renewal of Zimbabwe. We need to reconcile our talk, our rhetoric, to match our walk or our actions. Let us make this a transitional season for national reconciliation and renewal. Join this campaign and invite others to do the same. Thank you. Siyabonga. Tatenda. Asante sana. May God bless you all, and may God bless Zimbabwe.